Hey everybody, welcome back. And today I'm going to make some jerky and all in one day. And what I mean by that is I'm going to take raw meat and marinate it and dehydrate it all in the same day and have the jerky by the end of tonight. So the only preparation I did before this was slicing the meat and getting my marinade to a simmer for about 20 minutes. So there's only 20 minutes that I used up of my day before I started this video to show you how I'm going to make my jerky all in one day. So let's get started. Alright, so I have my scale here. I'm going to turn it on, put it on in pounds. So we're in pounds now, and here is my raw sliced deer meat, whitetail deer meat that I'm going to make. This is 1 pound. Let me see here. Just a hair over a pound due to the bag. But this is before it's dehydrated. That's just everything right there. So, and the key to this recipe is getting it sliced decently thin. It doesn't have to be paper thin, but about 1/4 inch works. And then I have my marinade here that I simmered. This is about 12 ounces of it, about 12 ounces per pound of raw meat. So I'm going to go ahead and pour the marinade in this bag, and I'll show you the secret to getting your jerky done in one day from raw meat, which typically would take somebody about 3 to 4 days, and that's not including dehydrating it or cooking it in the oven if that's how you do it. So let me show you. Okay, so I found out that one key item here that you would need to get this jerky done this quick is a vacuum sealer. And if you read, I'll post a link to the vacuum seals website, which it's Food Saver. It tells you that you put your marinated meat in a vacuum seal bag for 30 minutes, and it's pretty much equivalent to 1 day of soaking. So we're going to do it for about 2 hours, and they claim 2 to 3 hours will actually tenderize your meat, and it's pretty much equivalent to about 3 or 4 days being in marinade, whether any other method beside the vacuum seal bag. So I mean, that's Tupperware, basically Ziploc bag, anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and start vacuum sealing this. This is the marinade inside the raw meat. You can see there. So, and this works for any type of meat, whether it's deer, beef, it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and get started. Now you might want to read your instructions on your vacuum sealer if you have one, how to do this. We got our drip pan here. And we just Alright guys, well that just got done sealing, and it's 3:05 here, and we're going to put it in the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 hours. Probably I'll pull it out about 6 o'clock. So, and then it'll be an additional about 2 hours after that, and we'll have jerky ready to go from raw to cooked all in one day. Alright, let's put it in the fridge. So the meat has been marinating for over 3 hours now. And I'll show you here. a little over 3 hours. 3 hours and about a minute, big deal, you know. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my New Wave oven. That is another key tool or instrument to get your jerky done really quick. And as I mentioned before, if you slice it around 1/4 of an inch, this jerky can be done within 2 hours or less, depending on how thin you slice it. I like mine about 1/4 of an inch, so I found out at 175 degrees with this New Wave oven, it takes about 2 hours, an hour on each side. So I'm not going to show you the part of me flipping it, but I will show you me putting it on here. So and the bigger pieces take longer, just so you guys know that. If you ever made jerky, longer and thicker pieces take longer. So it's easier to cut them into small chunks like this. And like I said, you can do this with a dehydrator, but this New Wave oven just really gets it done really quick. And it's basically tastes like store-bought jerky. It's so hard to make homemade jerky that tastes like store-bought, and this does. So if you're interested in my recipe, I'll show you my ingredients at the end of the video and tell you everything about it. But I just made this recipe is basically 1/3 of what it is. Since this is only 1 pound of jerky, I usually make about 3 pounds at a time. So now we're getting it on here. Really nice thick marinade to get in that meat. So many more pieces. You kind of want to spread them out a little bit. You don't want them to stick together. So I think I can get all 3 or all of the pound on here. See how much is left. Alright, that's not too bad. All 1 rack. I could use a second rack for this if I wanted more, but I'm just making this right now just to show you can do it in 1 day. Same day jerky. Alright, so I got that set. I'm going to go ahead and put the New Wave cover on and cook it for an hour on one side. Then I'll flip it and I'll cook it in another hour. So I won't show you guys that, me flipping it, because it's kind of pointless. You can do it too. So, but I will show you when I pull it off. And then the key is to keep the humidity out of it. So I put something in between the lid, crack the lid open a little bit so it doesn't stay juicy, because you want it dried out. That's what jerky tastes like. It's supposed to be dried. It's not supposed to be like a regular piece of meat, like you grill like a juicy burger or something. So alright, we'll see you in 2 hours. About 8 o'clock. Okay everybody, so we are done for cooking it tonight. It just went off and I didn't even hear it. And this is already done. Still it's really tender, but it's not fully dried out, which I don't want to get fully dried out, but $7.54. So we started a little after 3, and we just got done from, I sliced it marinated it, then put it in the new wave, and we are finished. So less than 5 hours in here. I'm going to try it here in a second. I got a small piece here I'm going to try. Really good, full flavor. It's got a nice, sweet, tasty, and then a hot kicks in after a while. So, well, I appreciate you watching. And if you wanted to make jerky one day, this is one way you can do it. So, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video, everybody. And I'll put the recipe at the end in the description. Thanks.